Hello, my name is Sebbi and welcome back to the coffee break in Minecraft. Today is Wednesday, November 11th, 2020. Down there is still this Enderman stealing my dirt. Well, that's not okay. That's not okay at all. Hey you, I'm looking at you. Get over here. Oh, I think there's some kind of maximum range. Yeah, I mean, I'm directly looking at the Enderman and he's completely ignoring me. So, that's interesting. There apparently is some... Yeah, he's still ignoring me. Even then he's still ignoring me. Okay, there's, I guess, a maximum range for Enderman to get angry at you when you look at them. That's cool. He's still there. Yeah, okay, and he continues to ignore me. Alright, that's fine. Guess most one can be happy with this block of dirt. I really wonder how much they have already changed the environment. It's so hard to trace. It's so hard to trace what they did and what is a natural phenomenon. For instance, this over here. Was there always this kind of weird shape of the terrain, or is this something caused by an Enderman? I don't know. Simply don't know. I'm also interested what actually happens to the dirt the Enderman grab. Is it being placed somewhere else in the world? Is it removed from the world? What happens to my dirt? What happens to my dirt when an Enderman steals it? I am about to get some pumpkins, so let's continue with that. So yeah, I guess we need more Enderman signs. We figured out that there's a maximum range for getting their attention and getting them to attack you. But apparently there's more to find out about Enderman, especially where do they put the dirt once they are done. Is the dirt removed from the game? Is maybe this block over here, this block of dirt, is this something done by an Enderman? Or is this a natural block of dirt? So many questions. So many questions. I'm quite sure if I would just search the internet I would find the answer, but this would be boring. This would be very boring. But maybe one of you is interested in figuring things out or already knows the answer. So if you do, please let me know. What are Endermen doing with the dirt? What happens to the dirt? Let's create some more jack-o'-lanterns. Well, let's have just a couple more torches. Alright. And let's place those pumpkins here. Okay, I need to get them back into my bar. I also need to put the leaves here. All right, 1, 2, 3, basically 4. So here. All right, this is all right. This is a good position. Let's have this one here. Yeah, today is November 11th. This is somewhat a special day, at least for children. I still do have some faint memories of this special event because November 11th is the celebration of St. Martin, I guess. I'm not sure. I do have, not only that, I only do have faint memories of this event itself. I also do have only faint memories of what the event is about. But there was this St. Martin person. I'm not sure if this is the Martin who also wrote parts of the Bible, or if this is a different Martin, but some Martin did apparently things that were not allowed, were not approved by someone. As you see, I really do have just faint memories. The only thing I remember is that he apparently sought shelter in a place where they kept some goose, but the goose got angry at St. Martin, and due to the angry goose, he got discovered. And yeah, we do have more pumpkins. I totally forgot about this. That's cool. And I think he later was killed or so. That's all I know about this story. It's something about religion and so on. So I'm really not an expert in this, as you might guess by this rather uneducated storytelling. There's, however, one thing I do remember, and that is because Goose revealed him, November 11th is a day where one typically enjoys some roasted goose. So yeah, there's the Martin's goose. So this is the thing I do remember. Surprisingly, I never had a St. Martin's goose. Maybe I had it once or twice in my life, I don't know. But I guess it never really happened on a frequent occasion. I can't really recall something of that. And there's another thing, another tradition that goes along with the celebration of St. Martin, and that is that young children go on a stroll, on some kind of walk in the early evening with some lanterns, and they sing some songs, which I do remember as a fun thing, because I did it together with, well, the friend who lived in the same street as I, and yeah, I think we just had lots of fun or so doing this. And it's pretty cool when, especially as a young child, when you walk through the dark streets. Yes, it's fall and the sun sets quite early at this time of the year. And yeah, you're then walking around with your lanterns, and the candlelights illuminate the streets in a cozy light, in a very cozy light. So this is cool. This is really a cool event. Unfortunately, I think it's another thing that is ruined by COVID-19, because I don't think that those St. Martin celebration events are really a thing this year. This is a little bit sad. But, oh well, maybe someone will have at least a goose or so. A roasted goose. This wouldn't be too sad at all, I guess. Speaking of roasted things, as I spoke with my parents last weekend, I got informed that there will be indeed the traditional roasted duck for Christmas. So my parents already ordered the duck for Christmas, and this is really the feast. This is really a true feast, and I'm already looking forward to it. Of course, there are still lots of things that need to be done first. But yeah, there will be a roasted duck for Christmas, so at least Christmas is saved. No matter what happens with COVID-19, we do have a duck, so well, that's good. That's indeed a nice thing. And yeah, so this is a story of St. Martin and the celebration of it. Of course, I think I missed lots of important things, but especially some information with regard to who St. Martin was and why do we celebrate him. And I mean, I just know the thing with the goose that revealed him, and that we did some some walks with our lanterns and sang some songs. But anyways, it's a cool story, I guess. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little bit more about German traditions. I'm quite sure it's a German tradition. I'm not quite sure if this is also exported to other countries. Maybe it's a common thing. Oh, I could place some more jack-o'-lantern's hair. This part is a little bit dark, so maybe one jack-o'-lantern here, and one there. So I need 3 more. And then this part is done as well. The path around the museum now is nicely illuminated, which looks cool. So the entire museum looks now way more interesting. We need to do something about those dark places down there. Do I have some lanterns left? Not in this chest at least. I'm quite sure I just crafted the right amount of lanterns for the museum. So yeah, speaking of COVID-19, I already discussed this soft lockdown situation. Recently, I do have the feeling that, hey, Corona is just over, at least based on the chaos on the streets, as so many people commute to work and commute back from work. It's just crazy. Why? I thought people are supposed to be in... Ooh, another skeleton. Hi. Are supposed to be in home office and only need to go to work when it's really absolutely necessary. As was the case with the experiment on my end. But yeah, it really feels like, okay, we don't care about the soft lockdown. We just do our normal thing or so. So this is at least my impression of what's going on right now. And I mean, I hope people are careful, because in the end, if they screw things up because they are not careful enough, then we will have even more lockdowns, maybe more enforced, more stronger lockdowns. But I guess it's too complicated for most people to think a little bit more about their actions and the consequences, the potential consequences of their actions. But yeah, this is just a thing I observed this week, and I hope people will start to think about what they do and to stop this, whatever they do, and are a little bit more mindful about what they do. The paper situation is still quite, how shall I call this, stressful. It has a high workload. I mean, the one paper, the central paper, the wrong word, but the paper I did the experiment for, this thing is really, well, nearly finished. We just need to improve a couple of figures, and I just remembered a small thing I wanted to add to the discussion. This is just write 2 more sentences or so, and then this thing is done. So I'm pleased with that. I'm really pleased with this. There's, however, a different paper. I mean, it's not bad. It's just her first paper, which is not a problem. I mean, everyone starts. The problem just is that this is what really causes a lot of work on my end, because now we are rewriting the paper together, and yeah, it's really difficult or tough, because on the one hand I of course like to help her, educate her in how to write papers more efficiently, more effectively, but on the same time I also like to... Why am I opening the crafting table? This was not needed. I like to get the thing done, and so it's basically the question: what is the most efficient way to get a good paper and to still have at least some educational effect? Because this is super important to also help her to know what to do and how to properly write a paper. So yeah, I guess we will sit together for the next few days, at least all the evening, well, not evenings, afternoons will be filled with paper writing. Maybe it will be longer days at work. I really hope that this won't happen, because it's not so much fun staying that long at university and writing a paper, but maybe this is a thing that will inevitably just happen or so. So yeah, we will see. We will see how this continues. Next episode, all of this will be over, and I can discuss what happened, the results of the paper writing process, if things, how things ended, if things ended in a good way, if it was hectic, it was chaotic. We will see. We will find out once this is over and once we have reached the next episode. Let's bring maybe this bow back to the tower. Let's take the flint with me. I think I don't need the doors. I like to get the full block here. Do I need all the wood? I don't know if I need all the wood here. I think I like to keep those things here. Maybe I will bring the glass. No, this was one block. Okay, now I need to leave something. Well, I can get rid of the pumpkin seeds. So many things to organize. So many things to organize. So yeah, there's just a really high workload right now, but it's also fun. It's just finding the right balance. I think this is the real thing. And of course, I know it's also a little bit difficult. I mean, on the one hand, as I said, I want also to educate her, help her. On the other hand, at some point I just need to write a few things, because otherwise we will never finish. And then of course it's also a little bit of a bad feeling on her end, that she feels rather irrelevant. And this of course is a bad thing, because the idea is that by helping her she will learn how to do that and become better at it. But this, of course, at some point there's basically no way around. So that's really a difficult thing to have the best approach, to have a good approach. Hey, we do have some cobblestone left now. This is nice. We do have some birch doors. I brought the jungle wood home. I think I like to keep the spruce planks in my inventory. Of course, there's also a third paper now. Well, this paper exists for way too long by now. I started to help my colleague writing this paper because he's also a new PhD candidate, or was a new PhD candidate. I guess last year, maybe it was last year's call for papers of this conference. Maybe it was a different one. I'm not sure. Could be this one. And since then, unfortunately, the paper always got rejected, which is not really a thing of that the writing is not good. It's just an effect of, well, bad things happened during the experiment, or rather during the planning of the experiment. At some point I really need a chest where I can store my... I mean, this would be... Here I can leave the Silk Touch pick. I think I like to keep the Fortune pick in my inventory. Spruce fences. Do I still need the fences? I don't know. Let's just continue transferring all the items from the chest over to this place. As I do... Well, I think I could use those leaves as some kind of hedge. I might have to give it a try. Maybe having some kind of hedge could look cool. Not a large hedge as we do have up there and around the park, but maybe a knee-high hedge, so to say. This could be interesting. Let's give this a try. This could be cool. Yeah, so basically there were a few things that were basically the planning of... Ooh, I just thought there would be an angry guy or so. It was just a cow. Yeah, where bad things happened, and those things that happened were, I guess, at least from my perspective, the fault of the... How does it look to have 2 blocks of leaves over those lanterns? And is this looking good, or is this looking bad? When we look at this, I mean, it looks interesting. Of course, you have to ignore the fact that there's still the setup, but I think this could be cool. It could be cool to have this kind of little hedge here. It's... Careful, horse. It's still bright despite having the leaves stacked on top of each other, so maybe this is cool. And yeah, since there are now those issues, the paper always gets rejected. I mean, we got rather close with the last submission attempt, but it still got rejected. And so there's always a question: if you get to the right... I mean, there's always lottery. If you get to the right reviewer, they will be super pleased. But unfortunately, we always got to the wrong reviewers. So yeah, in the end, this paper is intended to be submitted to this conference as well, and so my colleague asked me to also give him some advice again. And yeah, now I do have basically 3 teams, 3 papers, and I have to coordinate all of them. So that's not decreasing my workload, but luckily the deadline is in sight, so it's just a few more days and it's over, so that's good. And yeah, I guess this concludes this episode. You learned a little bit more about German traditions. Actually, you haven't learned so much about it at all, because I had no idea about what was going on, why we do this. You just know that, okay, November 11th, children walk around with lanterns in a group and sing songs, and there will be some roasted goose in some families, and yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I guess this is this episode. Next time I can hopefully discuss the end of this paper session and the results and whatnot. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I see you again in the next episode. Until then, my name is Sebbi. See you!